Hi, I'm Madison, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a brand new reading vlog for you. So this reading vlog, I have decided I'm going to be reading some popular small town romances that have just been blowing up like literally everywhere, like on BookTok, on BookTube, on Goodreads, on Kindle, just everywhere. I've been seeing them everywhere and I want to see if they're just as good as everyone else is saying, because I love small town romances. They were like one of my favorite genres that I have read apart from like reverse harems. And I kind of haven't read one in a little bit of a time and I figured this would be the perfect time to do it. So I know for sure I'm going to be reading Flawless by Elsie because this is literally the reason why I want to start this vlog, is because everyone is talking about this as like a cowboy small town romance, and I was like, okay, why not? Let's see if I like cowboy small town romances. And then I definitely want to pick up, I think, Taste by Melanie Harlow, because that has just been everywhere, and I've been putting it off because I wanted to read like the previous series before getting to it, but it is just like, it's getting to the point now where I just want to read it because like I just want to know what all the hype is about. Like, it's annoying me. And then I want to read one more. I forget what it is, but you'll know by what this video looks like. That's it. So let's go. I'm now 107 pages in, so I'm 25% in, and I blasted to get to this point. Like, it's actually ridiculous to how much I'm now loving it. Like, I wasn't very sure at the beginning if I was like really feeling it, if it was for me, but I think I just wasn't concentrating enough, and then I started reading it and it was delicious. But I was totally wrong about what this was about. I mean, I didn't actually know what it was about, so I can't really like fault myself there. But anyway, so you have Summer and you've got Rhett. Now Summer, she is a PR person. Her dad like owns this massive PR company looking after like athletes and all these different kind of things, and that includes Rhett. And Rhett Eden is like one of the #1 bull riders. He's like in his like early 30s, like he's getting close to retiring. He's like the really hot, sexy Canadian cowboy, okay? Now, all was going well for him until he done fucked up and said first off on camera he punched someone, but second off on camera he said that he hated milk, and he actually had a sponsorship for like Got Milk. You know that milk campaign? It's like the milk on the lips. Yeah, he made fun of that and then said that he hates milk and then lost a sponsorship, and it was like $1 million sponsorship. So he's like in deep doo-doo with the PR company now, and so Summer has to now babysit him for the next 8 weeks until his next tournament. I'm really glad I pushed through, because initially I was like, oh, I don't think this is gonna work for me. Like, for some reason the first 2 chapters didn't like grasp me, but now I'm like in love with it because she's there at the farm like looking after him, and it was priceless because she's hanging out with one of his brothers and they are at the bar and they start sending milk-based cocktails to him, like a White Russian and like all these other like different like milk-based like drinks, and it is the funniest thing in the entire world because he's sitting there and he's like, where are these coming from? He's like, who is doing this to me? And he's like, it was so funny, and they're really cute, and she's actually so nice and he's like really hot, so I'm vibing with it. I totally see what the hype is about right now. I'm so excited this is about to go. She's about to watch her very first bull riding like event thing. Also, she took him to the gym and he like doesn't do the gym, which is weird because he's like a super buff bull riding cowboy, but he's like, I don't do the gym. So she like takes him there and like has him like start learning to do stuff, and he's like, I think I just had my first gym crush. I was like it's been very good. The tension is 100% there and it's from both sides. We've got some very solid mutual pining, and the humor is A+, which is something I always look for in small town romances, is they need to have good humor, otherwise doesn't work for me. But yeah, I've literally got like 3 hours left to finish this now. Like, I'm so surprised. I literally blasted through those first 100 pages. Like, that tells you that a book is definitely good when you're reading it and you've gone, oh my god, I'm like a quarter of the way through already. Yes. Okay, I'll keep you guys updated. I also forgot to tell you guys that I just got my nails done and they're really cute, so I want to show you guys them. They're like these really pretty like chrome pearly like nails, and they're just really nice and I love them. This book is so good. I'm like halfway through now. First off, we had There's Only One Bed trip, but not really, because like technically they had separate hotel rooms, but her room, the heater wasn't working, so it was like 2 degrees and she was like literally dying of frostbite at night. So he's like, come into my room, and she's like, but you only have 1 bed. He's like, but I'll sleep on the floor, and she's like, but you're injured, and so they still end up on the same bed together, and it was delicious. It's like a really nice twist on the Only One Bed trip, to be quite honest with you. Very refreshing now that I think about it. I love small town romances so much. They just make my heart so happy. And like, there's something so like warm and comforting about reading them that you just like want to like quit your entire life and go live in a small town, basically. Like, they're so, I love them. I really, really do. Okay, catch you up later. Bye.
Hello, it's me. So I am back in New York. As you can obviously tell, it is a little chilly here versus when I was in lovely Las Vegas. However, I finished reading Flawless while I was on the airplane and I loved it. I'm gonna get 5 out of 5 stars, to be quite honest with you. It was so freaking amazing. I'm so happy I picked it up, and it is definitely like 100% worth the hype. I would definitely recommend it. But there is a trigger warning in this for not, it's not pedophilia, but it's also not pedophilia. I can't explain it, but just, yeah. Anyway, I'm about to read Always Mine by Pavlov. That's the other one. This series overall, I've seen a lot of people raving about, but I don't want to start with like the most recent one that's like super popular because I like to read things in order. So I'm reading this instead. I don't know anything about this one. I think this one is single parent, maybe. Nope, it's friends to lovers. It even says it in the top here. Ooh, friends to lovers. Okay, we'll see. Friends to lovers is like that one trope that I feel like is very 50-50 for me sometimes. I either love it or I hate it. You get either or for me. I'm either going to give it 5 stars or 1 star. So, we'll find out.
Hello everyone, how are we doing? I am doing fine. Let me explain a little bit. So, since I last talked to you, it has been many days, many days. It has been an entire work week. Now, the reason why it's taken me this long to get back to everyone and to update this vlog is because since I last updated, I have read 20% of a book over the last 5 days. That is it. I've read 20% of Always Yours by Pavlov. Many reasons why. First reason would just be that I have been super busy lately. My work there's a lot going on. And I have not had much time outside of work to really do anything because when I get out of work, I'm exhausted. And I also started watching a new K-drama called Love to Hate You, and I accidentally binge watched that on Tuesday and Wednesday night when I should have been reading instead. But it's really good and it's a really fun K-drama. It's brand new on Netflix. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do. I also got this new sweatshirt, by the way, recently. And it says, I think too much, and it's really cute. And then on the sleeve here, it says, your thoughts are not facts, which is adorable. It's from this brand called See the Way I See. If anyone has ever seen them before, they like got really popular on TikTok, so they only do like big batch like drops like every couple of months. So it's like hard to get them because they sell it with like in the first like 30 minutes of most things. Oh, and I did get some packages I didn't want to show you, but I'm so all over the shop. And it's not even funny. Like this week, look, I'm really excited. It's about to be the long weekend. President's Day weekend is this weekend, which I'm super excited about to have 3 days. I've got a couple of plans to do and like things to do, but I'm really excited for it because I get to see some of my friends this weekend. And one of my big things for this year is to be more social, which is great that I want to be more social, but it also kind of impedes upon me and reading and content and things like that, just because I literally work, you know, my job from like 9 to 7 p.m. and then after 7 p.m. I basically have dinner and then I read or I edit content for the rest of my night. So I don't really have a lot of free time. And so I kind of like wanted to make that one of my goals for this year. All that being said, I'm 20% into Always Yours and I'm not really feeling it. I'm gonna try and keep going tonight, but it is a friends lovers romance. She just got out of like a long-term, long-distance relationship like 6 months ago when she found out her boyfriend was cheating on her. And when this starts off, I don't know what her name is, but her nickname is Honeybee. She owns a bakery in the small town called Honeybee Bakery. When it starts off, she gets a wedding invitation to the wedding of her ex-boyfriend marrying the girl that he cheated on her with, and she's like distraught. And she's like, I've only ever slept with him, I've never been with anyone else. And she's talking with her best friend one night when she's drunk, and his name is Nico. And he's like this massive playboy. He's like slept with like everyone in town, and he's like one of the best firefighters. And she's like, do you think you can like sleep with me and I can like learn the ropes and like that kind of stuff? And he's like, no, I'm not, why would I, we're best friends. She goes, yeah, exactly, it's like gonna be fun, like it won't be weird. And he goes, no, it'll ruin our friendship. And she's like, are you not attracted to me? He's like, no, I am attracted to you. That's like, I'm not ruining this. It's like a whole thing. He does have a lot of trauma because his dad was a drunk and abusive and is like about to get out of prison for that. So like that's a whole other thing going on there. So do have those trigger warnings. But it seems like it's going to be like a best friends to best friends with benefits to best friends to lovers romance, if that makes sense. Which is fine. I'm just like not really feeling their connection like anything at this point. Like I said, I'm 20%. I normally know by this point if a book's gonna be like a bit of a hit for me, and at this point it's not. So I'm like, do I keep going and like push myself through it? Do I DNF it? I'm gonna keep going a little bit more, but then I might DNF it, which, you know, tells you a lot. And if I do DNF it, I know I said at the beginning of this that I was going to read Ignite by Melanie Harlow. When I started this vlog off, I gave you guys the wrong name of the book I was thinking of. Ignite is the book I was thinking of. But I also have Things We Have from the Light by Lucy Score, which is the second book in the Knock 'Em Out series. And this comes out on Tuesday. So I'm like, oh, I really like the first book and I think I'm really gonna love this one, but this is like massive, you know? So I'm like, oh, do I have the time to get through this for this vlog? I don't know, there's too many things going on. I'm just very stressed, to be quite honest. I think too much. I think I do think too much. I really do. I think about too many things. My mind's always going like a million miles a minute. Not only that, I don't know if you guys can tell, you'll see it soon, not in any of my upcoming videos, but soon, I rearranged my entire shelves. I spent hours rearranging my shelves, getting rid of books, unhauling books. I rearranged my entire apartment. I went crazy this week, to be quite honest. I've just kind of, I don't know what's going on. I'm like trying to avoid everything that's going on in my life, and I'm just decluttering and organizing my apartment because I'm like, you know what, if it looks organized, I'll feel organized. Anyway, all that to say, I did just get a package in the mail this morning that I opened, and I wanted to kind of say thank you for it because it was sent to me by one of you lovelies. So thank you so much for Jay. Jay, you sent me Her Soul to Take by Harlow LaRue, and also Seventh Time Loop, the villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. I was so excited when I saw this in the package, so thank you so much, Jay. Anyway, I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit of a tour of some of my new, well, actually, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did that was different to do with this. So, the reason why I had to redo my shelves. So first off, here, you can see that I've moved my Sophie Lark books, so they kind of are like this now, with my also like the new editions here. And then I kind of changed all up here as well. I just recently got like all these new sport romances, so I wanted to highlight them. And then I had to make like a whole Corinne Michael like shelf thingy going on because I've just got too many Corinne Michael books and I don't know what to do with them. But these are the brand new editions of Come Back For Me, like of the Arrowwood brothers, and look how pretty they are. So this is what they look like now. This is what the last special edition looked like, and this is what the original one looks like. So I really, really like these. Also kind of cleaned up there. My Elle Kennedy books are now here. And then down here, which is one of the main reasons why I had to do this, is because I just got a special edition set of the Madison Kate Quartet. This is like absolutely stunning. This is Hate. And I got this because these are actually defective ones. So the inside of them aren't actually proper. So I got like an extra set because of that, because otherwise they were totally sold out apart from these. So that was 2. Here we have 3. And then we have 4. And this is Vault. Very excited about that. Also, for an update, for you guys never really fully see like all my manga shelves, but like I ended up even having to go like all the way down here, which is like absolutely nuts. I got nothing else to say right now, so I'm gonna try and read and I'll let you guys know how that goes. Also, there are like no ceiling lights in my apartment, so I'm actually currently just using my ring lights as it's really sad. Okay, goodbye. I am such a huge liar because I spent today reading 60% of Ignite by Melanie Harlow, which is not at all, it's the exact opposite. I gave you guys like 2 different options of what I was gonna end up reading. No, I was like, I'll either continue Always Mine or I'm gonna switch to the Lucy Score book. What did I end up doing? Neither of those. Anyway, great idea that I had. You know what, I'm not gonna film this entire clip standing up. I'm gonna go, let's go sit down. Okay, so we're filming in a location I have never filmed in before, which is in front of my TV and next to all my other K-pop albums, which you guys have never seen before, but I keep the rest of my K-pop albums over here. So, fun fact. Anyway, like I was saying, I ended up reading 60% of Ignite by Melanie Harlow, and I'm loving it. It's actually really, really fun. So, it's a single dad romance, and you're following this. It's also an age gap, which I did not know going into it. She's 22 and he's 34, so it's a 12-year age gap. Oh my god. And it is, the sexual tension in this is the reason why I love it so much. Like, I'm actually currently dying over the sexual tension in this book. There's a whole scene where they're trying to like deny their like attraction to one another, like they kiss, and then like the next night they hang out and they're like, we shouldn't cross this line, we shouldn't blah 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 blah. But then they get really close and they're drinking beers together, and he's drinking like basically like a bottle beer, like a Corona bottle, and they're like this close, and he gets the bottle and he puts the lip of the bottle and runs it around her, like, I was like, oh my god. I was like, this is the hottest thing I have read in like, I was like, oh, I can't even explain it to you guys, the amount of hotness that was that beer bottle scene. And then at one point when they eventually do the sexy sex, he rips her dress, not like properly like rips it, but like tears it a little bit. And so after they bang chicka wow wow, he's like, let me sew it for you. And she's like, what? He's like, yeah, let me sew your dress back. I'm sorry I ripped your sundress. And he sews her sundress right then. Anyway. What's this book about? Right, okay. So you're following Dex, he's a firefighter, he's a single dad. Him and his wife got divorced like 2 years, I don't remember when. They got divorced. And so he has 2 little girls and he has them on the weekends, his wife has them during the week. Anyway, moves into this new apartment complex, and his new next door neighbor is this girl whose name is... Her name is Winnie, and she's 22. She works at Cloverleaf Farms, which is, you know, where this series is all set, is Cloverleaf Farms in this small town. And what ends up happening is her smoke detector goes off while she is in the shower, and so she comes out to come turn it off, but he is a firefighter and hears a smoke alarm going off and like barges into her like house, like apartment, to see what's going on, and she's just there naked, and then she falls, and it's like a whole thing. And basically it's their romance. It is so good. Obviously he is trying to deny his attraction to her because he's like, you're 12 years younger than me and I've got 2 little girls. She is denying her attraction to him because she is like a hopeless romantic and has sworn off men for like the duration of the year. Like, her and her friend have a bet going, and the bet is for her to not fall in love before Christmas. And so she's trying not to fall in love with anyone, and so that's like what's going on between the 2 of them. And it is so good. This is my second Melanie Harlow book. I read Drive Me Wild by her back in the end of 2021, and that's like one of my favorite books of all time. I will say this one I'm not loving as much as Drive Me Wild, but I do still really love it. So I'm probably thinking this is probably like a solid 4.5 stars. I don't think it's a 5 because Drive Me Wild was such a 5, but this one's very, very good, and it's definitely a lot better than the Laura Pavlov I was reading. That just was not working for me, like, at all. Like, you know, like this one here has like rom-com vibes, like small town vibes, but small town rom-com, which you don't always get, which I think is very unique and I really like. So yes, digging this. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna still be reading the Lucy School book, but once I finish that. So hopefully I'll finish the Melanie Harlow tonight, and then we'll see how long it takes me to read that behemoth. But yeah, that's my update. All right, goodbye. Also, just want to let you guys know, so I haven't, oh, I feel so weird. Okay, so it's not as weird as you guys think it's gonna be, this conversation. I have not had coffee since for a month. I haven't had coffee for a month, and I just had a coffee today for the first time in a month. I've had an espresso martini since like a week ago, but not like a proper coffee in a month. I did not realize, because I used to just drink coffee because I liked the taste of coffee, and I still do. I love the taste of coffee, like good coffee. I love the taste of good coffee. I don't drink coffee to like keep me awake and give me energy, because I don't give a shit about that. But I'd been drinking coffee since my freshman year of college. So since like 2016, 4 weeks without coffee. Had a coffee today. I had it at, what time did I have it at? Like 12. It's currently 5:30. I'm still jittery. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, what the I did not, like, what is this? I feel like I'm drunk. Like, it's so weird. Like, it's the weirdest feeling, like, in the entire world. Like, I feel so weird right now. Anyway, I just wanted to mention this just because I think it's an interesting thing. Yeah. All right. Goodbye. I am fully aware that I owe you guys an explanation. But anyway, right now I'm a third of the way through this book. Oh shit, I forgot to put the kettle on. Now you're not gonna be able to hear me because I'm trying to make myself tea. God damn it. Okay, I made my tea. I'm back. My hair is not in. I just washed it today and then I was up in a ponytail and now it's got that weird bubble thing that it always does. Anyway, I finished Ignite, Melanie Harlow. I really enjoyed it a lot. I don't want to spoil the ending. Like, sure, like, there were, like, some things that happened that were, like, a little, like, immature between them. But I actually thought, I don't want to spoil it. I thought it was actually very mature and very, like, realistic the way that their breakup happened and like the time that they spent apart, for lack of a better non-spoiler way to say things. Like, it was very valid, but I did finish it last night. I will admit, I wasn't like totally in the mood to be reading last night when I did finish it. So I'm like, I don't know, I think I'm kind of a little burnt out at the moment, just a lot of shit going on for me. So I think I'm hitting a little bit of a burnout at the moment, but it's okay. I got another 24 hours and then I'm fine. That being said, I'm currently trying to read all of this before I edit this vlog tomorrow night to go up on Friday. And I don't know if I can do this. I officially DNF'd Always Mine. I might come back to that eventually. We'll see. But I really want to read this because I'm seeing Lucy's score at her tour stop on Friday. And I'm really enjoying it. I don't know. Off the bat, I definitely was more invested in Knox and Naomi's relationship off the bat. But Nash and Lena's relationship is growing on me because it's actually really cute. And it's kind of like a friends with benefits relationship, but they haven't gotten to the benefits part yet. It's more of like a platonic friends with benefits, but then there's not even friends with benefits. How do you explain that? The one thing I will say though that I think is kind of interesting is that you can read this as a standalone, but I do think you're going to be kind of confused because a lot of the mystery and like a lot of like the events that happened in the first book bleed into this one and are like fuel for like everyone's like purposes and what they're doing. So I personally think that you need to read the first one. As you can see, I'm already tabbing a bunch of it. It is hilarious and I love this relationship so much, and it's actually a lot spicier off the bat than the first one was. So even though they haven't like bow chicka wow wowed yet, the sexual tension and the things like that leading up to this point are 100% there. And just know that this one has a lot of PTSD in it. So Nash is the police chief for Knockmount, and in the first book he ended up getting shot and like almost died, and he's kind of currently dealing with like the PTSD, the panic attacks, just kind of the depression and anxiety that comes from that, but like not letting anyone else know that he's going through that. And part of that is him and Lena, who are neighbors. Lena is his brother's ex-girlfriend / best friend, and she is a private investigator that like kind of works for like this like recovery firm to like get like fancy artwork back that was stolen and fancy diamonds and all that kind of dangerous shit. But no one actually knows that her job, he's on the DL. And so she ends up like finding him one day while he's having a panic attack and like comforts him. And then, you know, he's like, will you like stay with me like overnight? And then they become like platonic bed buddies. So like she sleeps with him so that like he can actually sleep properly at nighttime. but then they always wake up and she's always cuddling him, and she's like, I'm not a cuddler. I swear I'm not a cuddler. It's just that I sleep in the middle of the bed, and because we're sharing a bed together, I roll over and then suddenly we're on the same side. She's like, I'm not a cuddler. And I'm like, I thought that was the funniest shit in the entire world. That was like one of the best things. And like whenever she wakes up, it's always like, I don't know, it's happened twice now where that's happened. I was like, oh my god, I'm so living for that part of this. And they also rescued a dog together, which is also really cute. And I don't know, I'm really curious. Obviously there is a mystery element going throughout this. You know, we don't know why Lena is in town and what she's trying to like investigate and find while she's in town. And at the same time, obviously Nash is going through all of his trauma, but also like they never caught the guy who shot him. So like that's also like a mystery going on with the FBI is like in town. So it's a lot more mystery driven than like the other small town romances I've read. It's a lot more emotional and deep compared to like the fun flirtiness of like the other ones. So I would say like, it definitely feels fresh because I've been reading those other ones, which I am glad for, because like I said, I felt like I was burning myself out and like I wanted something that felt different. I don't know, so I think it's really good, but just do know that it is like Nash's PTSD and his emotional healing is like a huge part of this. So if that is something that you are not comfortable with, please do know that as like a huge trigger warning. My hair looks like shit and it's bothering me, and I'm gonna edit this clip later and be like, why did I do that? But you know what, let me just do this quickly for now because I want to show you guys my hair up. I think I'm putting my hair up even though that's what caused this problem in the first place, but you know, like whatever. I wanted to show you guys something quickly while I got you here. Oh shit, a brick. What I wanted to show you was the fact that I just got a new phone case. Okay, hang on, I'm actually gonna, why did I do it like this? That's so stupid. I got a new phone case and it says good girl on it. And yes, it was a custom phone case that I had designed and made. No judgment here. Alright, okay, I'm gonna continue reading. Hopefully we'll see how this goes. Wish me luck and goodbye. Okay, but not them having sex for the very first time in the public library. Love that for them, honestly. I can't even. Also, look how pretty my tab colors are. That was the first tab color, and then this here is the second tab color. Oh. Look at this. You're like a vampire who stays up plotting how to cockblock his best friends. I love my tabs so much. I can't even. Now, I personally would like to let it be known that this vlog is going live tomorrow morning. It is 11:07 p.m. and I have just finished Things You Hide from the Light. Okay, I would like to let it be known that I read this book in 2 nights. And I don't even know how much footage to go through to do this. And I'm thinking to myself, I really fucked up here. But I know I look like shit as well. I don't even have any makeup on, nothing. It's a life right now, guys. You're getting it fully raw and real. Like I said, I did finish this. Look at the tabs. They're absolutely gorgeous. I went through 2 different colors to do this. Zelda, bro. The lighting's gonna be a bit off, but you can imagine. This was actually really good, but it's totally different than what I had been expecting. I think it's just because I feel like the first book, Things We Never Got Over, it did have like a mystery to it, but it wasn't like the main focus of it, whereas, I'm so sorry, I feel like the lighting is just not, whatever. This one, it does feel like the mystery and the romance are like equal. Like this is almost like bordering on like a cozy mystery to an extent, because the mystery is such a large part of this and their story and how everything goes along. So I do think that there are going to be some people who read this and don't love it because they're probably going into it thinking it's going to be more romance focused versus how heavy the mystery and like the investigation and that aspect is of it, which I am very 50-50 about. Depending on what I'm in the mood for, sometimes I'm like, I don't like it to be in a book, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I enjoyed it being in a book. Like I've had that be very hit or miss when it comes to small town romances before. Like there's been sometimes I've read that and I've gone, no, and sometimes I'm like, yes. And this is actually a case where I really enjoyed it because it was so well fleshed out and plotted out. But again, I don't think you would have understood any of it if you hadn't have read the first book. I adored this though. It was actually super, super fun. I love their romance. And the one thing that I have realized about all of Lucy Score's books is that there's always like a message in them. And there's always like some sort of like, you finish her books and you feel like, it's so weird, but you feel like you've learned something about your life and you feel like a better person. Like I feel like this is like almost like a mum not like a mum giving me advice, but like it's almost like, it feels like if you need relationship advice and you like are ever having any doubts, like you can pick up one of her books and there's always like a couple of like quotes and messages in it that you're just like, damn, that's so true. Oh, that's so right. And I think that's just a very unique thing that I have realized about her books that I wanted to point out. One of the main messages I think of this book, and one thing that really stood out to me, is that vulnerability is not a weakness. You know, like obviously like don't be vulnerable to like every single person you know, like don't like let every single person you meet like into your life and like know like the deepest parts of you. But do know that there is something very special about letting someone know deep things about you and being vulnerable, and at the end of the day that can actually be a strength for that relationship. I feel like now I'm the one toting out the advice from what I've learned from this book, but that's my opinion. Definitely very sexy and steamy, definitely a lot steamier than the first one. They don't bang like officially until like a little over halfway. Yeah, I really did enjoy it. I definitely love that it's kind of like a small town smutty cozy mystery, which I think is very unique. I don't think there's like a lot of books personally out there that are very much like this. So I don't really know how I'm gonna rate this. I know that I said that for me at least, you know, I thought the mystery and how that was like really woven throughout was done really well. But the fact is, like at the end of the day, like it is equally romance to mystery in that sense. And I think that it's not exactly what I had expected going into this. I thought it was going to be more romance focused. And so I do think that's probably like one of the main reasons why it's like a full 5 for me. But I will say that like the reason why it's sort of 5-star, like the reason why it is not because of the size of this book. I actually thought it was very well paced considering how long this is, which is quite surprising because I feel like depending on the author, sometimes when a book is this big, like you can be like, oh, it's kind of lulling, but that actually wasn't the case to this. And I think a main reason why that wasn't the case is because the fact the romance and the mystery have equally large plots, so that you never really have a lull because you're either focusing on everything emotional going on the romance or everything like crazy going on with the mystery. And so like it ends up working and like it makes sense. So I don't know, very good small town romance reading vlog, very messy small town romance reading vlog. I say I gave, was it Flawless or Heartless? I always forget which one comes first. Flawless, Heartless. I gave the Elsie Silver book 5 stars. I DNF'd Always Mine by Pavlov. And then I gave a very solid 4.5 stars to Ignite, and also very solid 4 stars to Things We Hide from the Light. I don't know. You'll see in my wrap up for this month, but I end up rating Ignite and Things We Hide from the Light because I'm not exactly sure. Both of them are definitely at least a 4 stars as of now, I think. So we'll see. So definitely check out the Elsie Silver book if you have not, because that one was phenomenal. All right. I'm boiled like a potato right now, and I really need to edit this stuff because it's now 11:30 at night, and this video has to go live at 9:45, so that's great. And I just turned on my flashlight, so goodbye. Oh, that's not how I end these vlogs. I can't even. If you enjoyed this video, please like and down below. If you want to see more of me, please go to my channel, and don't forget to check me out over on TikTok and Instagram. And until next time, thanks a bunch, everyone. Bye-bye.